Well. Up the road in Stillwater, you've heard about the Heart Attack Cowboys in football. And they came away with some tight wins in college football. Well, Oklahoma basketball did the exact same thing over the last week. As Boomer and Sooner hold off Pistol Pete and the Cowboys by 2, 74-72, in historical Gallagher-Iba Arena, and came home to hold serve and hopefully get that number one ranking. But it did not come easily, as Bob Huggins and West Virginia Mountaineers were in town. But the Sooners get a huge tip over the mountaintop, 70-68. Win over the West Virginia Mountaineers. We'll go over these two games coming up next. Don't go away. The Sooners' chase for number one really helped out when West Virginia beat Kansas the night before the Sooners took on Oklahoma State. So then that opened the door out for Oklahoma to be ranked number one in the next week's polls. But first they had to handle business against those aforementioned West Virginia Mountaineers. But before that, they had to play in Stillwater in historical Gallagher-Iba Arena. And Boomer and Sooner did just that, as Boomer and Sooner hold off Pistol Pete by 2. In the first half, Oklahoma shot the ball 57.1% from inside the arc, and 56.3% from outside the arc in the first half. First half for Oklahoma State, they shot 44.8% in historical Gallagher-Iba, while shooting 33.3% from outside the arc. Second half, Oklahoma really lowered their shooting percentage, shooting just 34.6% with Oklahoma State's defense. Not only that, their three-point field goal position even went down after that, shooting just 25.0% in the second half. But Oklahoma State really shot up their shooting percentage, shooting 51.4% from inside the arc, but still shooting 33.3% from the three-point line. For the game, Oklahoma shot 46.3% from inside the arc and 42.9% from the three-point line. While for the game, Oklahoma State shot 48.4% from inside the arc, but shot 33.3% from outside the arc. Statistical leaders in this ball game for Oklahoma. Let's start with what's important here. Points per ball game, and that went to number 24, Buddy Hield, who led the Sooners in scoring. The assist leader, there were 2 of them, both with 4. First of all, the aforementioned number 24, Buddy Hield, had 4 dimes, as did number 00, Ryan Spangler, have 4 dimes. Rebounding, the ball went to the aforementioned Ryan Spangler and the newcomer to the lineup, starting lineup this year, number 12, Kadeem Latin, with 8 rebounds apiece. The shot of the game was when Isaiah Cousins finally finds his stroke from the three-point line in conference play to nail a 3 to give the Sooners a 65-54 lead at that time. And the Sooners did end up posting up the W after that happened. So the Sooners go in, they play well in Gallagher-Iba. But here's my hat right here, right? You see my hat? It goes off right now, boys. To the true freshman from South Carolina, Juwan had a great ball game, 42 points, which was an Oklahoma State, I believe this was an Oklahoma State conference conference high for a freshman. And for sure, on their side of Bedlam, 42 points for Juwan. My hat goes off to you, young man. You are not the reason why Oklahoma State lost that ball game. But after surviving the monster of Gallagher-Iba and Juwan, his first big-time performance in college football or basketball, the Sooners came home to face a home team that had just upset Kansas in their home. So now they have to come to Norman. Bet you can't guess who they were played on Saturday. That's right. Last night they played West Virginia yesterday afternoon, getting the big-time win over the Mountaineers, 70-68. And a true freshman even really stepped up after missing a free throw their previous standout game when they could have taken the number 1 seed from Kansas. But first of all, before we get to that, let's go over the statistics from this ball game. With West Virginia, or Press Virginia, as some may call them, in the first half shooting 43.8% from inside the arc and right at 50% from outside the arc. But in Oklahoma, they shot 30.8% from inside the arc and 31.3% from outside the arc. In the second half, that's when Oklahoma's defense really started to frustrate Press Virginia, where they shot just 39.3% from inside the arc and 20% from outside the arc. While the Sooners shot 35.7% from inside the arc and 25% from outside the arc. For the game, West Virginia shot 43.9% from inside the arc and 31.3% from the three-point line, while Oklahoma shot 33.3% from inside the arc and 29.2% from outside the arc. The statistical leaders in this ball game, number 24, Buddy Hield, led the Sooners with 17 points. The assist leader in this ball game was number 10, Jordan Woodard. He had 3 dimes. And the rebounding leader was number 00, again, Ryan Spangler, with 14 big boards in this ball game. The shot of the game was that aforementioned shot that we just mentioned. Kadeem Latin against Kansas had a chance to ice the game in Lawrence and help them clinch the number 1 seed in college basketball and in the conference. But he missed the free throw. But boy, did he make up for it. Because with 2 seconds left, Kadeem Latin gets a rebound and tip-in putback. That is good to give the Sooners a lead 70-68. Sooners, the Press Virginia did in that 1 second get a pretty good look at the three-pointer. Even though they had to go from sideline to sideline, still a good look. Buddy Hield knocked it away, though, to kind of put it a little difficult, more of a difficult shot. The Sooners will now head to Iowa State and to Baylor. They will solidify themselves, probably getting the number 1 seed this week, number 1 ranking this week, I'm sorry. If not this week, if they get through next week undefeated and they're not ranked number 1, there will be heck raised. But this week, they look to be the number 1 team for the first time since 1990. Think about that for a second. All right, while you're thinking about that, think about this too. My name is Harry James. You can follow me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. And as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care.